$5.99 5-gallon grow bag just to start off, or you using bamboo sticks and zip ties to tie up your trellis. So it's always cheaper ways to go. Listen, gardening is not complicated. You don't need a lot of money. Just start. Hey guys, I am T. I'm growing in New Orleans on 9B if you're new here. And on today's video, I'll be showing you guys the tools you need to start a low budget garden. Yes, you don't need a whole lot of unnecessary things just to start. Don't make it complicated. Today's video, I am going to show you the easy way to start your garden. Come join me on this budget-friendly beginner's garden video. The first thing you're gonna think of, what you're going to plant and what you're going to plant in, and how you're going to start. You can start now. You're gonna grab your seeds and just think, what do you like to eat? What things you always go into the produce aisle and spend your hard-earned money on? That's how you're gonna get a clue on what seeds you're going to buy. You know you love squash. You know you love cucumbers. You know you love putting herbs inside of your food for taste. So you're gonna go to the seed aisle. You're gonna buy your top favorite seeds. Start off small. Go ahead and get cucumbers. Cucumbers is so easy to grow, guys. That's what I started off with. I started off with cucumbers, squash, potatoes, and guys, it is so easy than what you think. And once you buy those seeds, thinking skills is really going to come in once you buy those seeds. Okay, I got cucumbers. So what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to need, I am going to need a trellis for the cucumbers to grow up the trellis. So I don't have much money to buy a trellis right now. What can I use? This is a gate I have right here. If I wanted to grow cucumbers and I don't have a trellis, I will plant my cucumber plant against this gate here that I got my hand on, and I'll plant it on something like this, and I'll train it to grow up the trellis. See, that's easy. You don't have to go out and buy. And if I had someone to tell me that I didn't have to buy this expensive trellis when I first started my garden, if I have to go back, I would have never bought this trellis, because I really don't need it. I could have just stick to my budget, and my garden would have been just fine. But I did harvest a lot of food off this trellis, and I'm so grateful for it. But if I had to go back, I wouldn't even bought this big old trellis. I'm not gonna even lie. I could have grown that on my gate. I could have built me a trellis, anything, out of bamboo sticks, anything. It's always different ways to stay within your budget. Growing, when you buy your seeds, now you gotta think of how you're going to start your seeds. You do have two options. You either can put it in a seed starting tray, or you can direct sow. I'm going to show you my grow room. If you're not new here, you know you've seen this grow room before. This is my grow room where I start my seed. Let me tell y'all, if you don't want to spend money on seed starting, grow lights and all that, you don't have to. It's always another option. When I first started, I started using my windowsill, and my seeds germinate 90%. When I said 90 to 95%, it germinated for me for a whole year. I decided I want to go ahead and try something new, use grow lights for the first time. And I just set this little area up. This is an old cheap grow light I got from Walmart. This grow light was $9.99. Simple grow light with legs. So this is the first grow light I bought. See, it popped up. That's my corn. And this is my watermelons I started. I started sugar babies and golden honey watermelons. And that was just that one grow light. But I've started so many things in my garden this season under that grow light. That's just what I have under it now. And it's called a seed starting tray from Let Pot. This is what I'm growing my tea garden in. I just started these seeds and I'm growing tea. If you're new here, I'm growing tea inside. And this is a nice seed starting kit. I was gifted this. So I'm using this, you know, for as right now. But just that little $10, this little $10 thing, it will definitely germinate your seeds if you want to start off with something like this. And I also have, this is a little stand I got off of Amazon. I have little grow lights under here. I just take some zip ties and tie it up. This is store-bought strawberries, and if you're interested on that video, you can go ahead and check that out. This is store-bought strawberries. I just cut the size of the strawberry where the seeds is, and I dropped it inside of the soil. The strawberries is germinating. And if you don't want to spend money on a stand like this, if you're a beginner gardener, you can always go around your house and find like a little shelf like this. I even have food growing under the grow light in a shelf like this. My grow lights at the top. So I'm utilizing the top of this stand, the middle, and I had some stuff growing down at the bottom. So it's always ways to save money. And this little stand here, I found on side the curb. I say I can use this. Somebody throw it out. And I'm using it for my fertilizer and stuff. Fertilizer, little knick-knack stuff that I have down here to keep my, you know, my grow room organized. Another grow kit that I was gifted from a company. This grow kit is from off Amazon, and I'll link it in the description below. This grow kit was $19. It comes with the grow light at the top, the humidity dome, this bottom part, the seed starting tray, and it comes with some more little knick-knack things. So if you're gonna buy like starts, always keep your containers like this. They're reusable. You can reuse it year after year if you want to. Once I take them out the seed starting tray like this or like this, if I have to up pot in something like this, and this is a tomato plant, you can up pot inside of a cup like this. What I like to do is I put the hose down at the bottom and get another cup, put some water in here and drop it on in there like that. Or inside of a container like this with other cups of your plants and water from the bottom like that. So you won't have to use an extra cup. Here, these containers, they really come in handy. These from Dollar Tree. You don't have to buy sale trays. You don't have to buy all them trays, the expensive trays for a beginner garden. You can start cheap. Now that you got that established, think about what you're going to grow to put your seedlings in. You can use grow bags. You can use in-ground. You can use no-dig areas. You can use crates. I'm about to show y'all a crate method. I just planted some potatoes inside of these crates and they're already growing some leaves out of them. I bought some potatoes. I bought some potatoes at the store, and wait till they start chitting. Time to put it inside of your dirt. But I use crate. This is the cardboard crate method. I know it's easy to find crates somewhere. People at the corner store sit in crates. You can find crates in the back alley. Right here, what I got my peppers in, I use a tote. You see that tote right there? You can use a tote to grow food in. We have our grow bags. Grow bags come in all different shapes and sizes. So depending on what you're going to plant inside that grow bag, that's the size you're going to need. Tomatoes inside of my grow bag. And I know tomatoes need room, but they don't need a whole lot of room at the bottom base. So I am growing my tomatoes inside of a 10-gallon grow bag. And you know, if you're planting tomatoes, you're going to need a trellis for that tomato in the long run. Use these little clips to hold the sides up. As you go, you're going to see what your tomato plant need in order to stake it up or put it in a case. I also grow in center blocks. I'm about to show you. Y'all, these center blocks is not just for building things and having things sit on. It's also good to use for growing. So what I do is I grow food. Some people don't like to use center blocks because it dries up the soil a little bit fast. You can just make sure you water it, more frequently. I got purple kohlrabi growing in these center blocks. This is a cabbage head growing inside the center block. Okay, now that we got that down packed, where we want to plant our seedlings, but I forgot to mention the soil. You want to make sure you have good soil. Don't sleep on the soil. But if you can't afford the soil, y'all, you don't have to go expensive with the soil. This soil here is good. I got this soil from Lowe's. I got 5 bags for $10 at Lowe's. You can also reuse your soil. When you on your second season or you ready to pull that out, you can reuse your soil. You can put kitchen scraps inside of your soil. You can use coffee grinds, eggshells, grind up your eggshells, put it in there. That will give that will put that nutrition back inside your soil. Always keep your kitchen straps inside of a compost bin, and you can use that compost. Once that compost break down, you can use that compost to put inside of your soil. If you bought some cheap soil, you can always make sure you put that nutrition back inside that soil. So don't hesitate. Don't sleep on the cheap soil. You just have to make sure you put that fertilizer in it. Feed your plant more often when you're using cheap soil. And fertilizer. This is like an all-purpose fertilizer. This is what a fertilizer look like. Make sure it says all-purpose. If you just want to buy one bag, make sure this is a garden tone for herbs and vegetables. So if you want to use this, you can use this. But it's natural ways you can use fertilizer as well. Like my worm casting, I started me a worm bin. I don't have to buy worm casting anymore. I still have a bag left. And I still be using my worm casting. And I also use my natural worm casting. I had started me a worm bin. So worm casting is really good for your plants. It help feed your plant. Coffee grinds is really good. It help feed your plants. If you want to plant something, you want to drop something inside of that hole, coffee grinds, banana peels. Oh, if you want to do a liquid fertilizer to water your plants, you can use banana peels. Cut you up some banana peels, put it inside of water, let it sit for 24 hours, and you can feed your plant like that. That's a good fertilizer. And since I go fishing, I've started saving my fish scraps, like fish heads, fish skin, or whatever, and I put them inside a 5-gallon bucket, and I let it decompose, and that's a good natural fish fertilizer. I do have a video on that, so if you want to see how I do that, you can go ahead and check that video out. And I also use rice water. That's a good fertilizer. Rice water is a good fertilizer. It feeds your plant too. What you're gonna do is you're gonna rinse your rice off. The water that you're using to rinse your rice off, that's the water that has all the nutrition in it. It has phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium. Everything is inside of that rice water. So you can dilute that, pour it in a jug, dilute it with some more water, pour it in a jug, and you can feed your plant with that as well if you don't have any fertilizer. So it's ways to keep your money in your pocket. All the expensive things the store have to offer. But if you want to try something, if you want to try a new liquid and you don't want to go natural, you can use a fish fertilizer. This stuff, it works wonder. If y'all don't go fishing and y'all don't save y'all straps, get this. This is the best fish fertilizer you can get. I use my own fish fertilizer because I go fishing a lot, and I still had this before I realized I can make my own fish fertilizer. I've been having this for a while now. This one little jug. It's very expensive, don't get me wrong. It's very expensive. But if you cannot afford this and you're a beginner gardener, go get you some cut fish. You can use sardines. Mix it up in that water. Let it sit for a while. And you got you some fish fertilizer. Because that's all this is when you buying it from the store. This is very expensive. That's all this is. Just old fish. As of right now, I am using my own fertilizer. So I don't have to spend money on expensive fertilizer. But let me remind you, you're just starting out. If you want to use that, you can. But this is beginners. You don't have to. I bought these 2 raised beds when I first started. This is my first 2 raised beds I ever bought when I first started. And because, I mean, if you want to, I'm not telling you not to buy it because it's so pretty and you can grow so much stuff in it. But if you're a beginner gardener, you don't need it. You don't need it. Grow bags, crates, in ground, no dig area. You can find different ways to just start. You don't have to buy expensive raised beds like this. So, if you asked me that question 2 years ago, if you ask me that question again, I wouldn't buy raised beds as a beginner gardener. You do what you want, but it's always an option. It's always a cheaper option if you know you're on a budget. You either buy a $6.99 grow bag or you buy a $25.99 raised bed or a $30 raised bed. Finding an old milk crate, or you growing inside a $3.99, $4.99, $5.99 5-gallon grow bag just to start off, or you using bamboo sticks and zip ties to tie up your trellis. So it's always cheaper ways to go. So to all my beginner gardeners, I hope this video find you well. And if you're thinking about starting, start now. Go ahead, start now. It's not that complicated. You might not have this beautiful garden within a month, but at least you started. At least you drop that seed and you see something sprouting. It's always a start. You got to start. Stop watching these videos and stop making it complicated and putting yourself down saying, oh, I can't do that. It's just that simple, because I was there before. I was watching garden videos and I was just hesitating. I was like, I don't think I have a green thumb. I don't think I know how to do this. It's just like starting a new job. Only how you get that experience if you start. Just start. It's just like gardening. Drop that seed, direct sow, or start with your seed starting tray I showed you at the beginning of this video. And y'all, I do have other videos on you step by step on how to drop your seeds, how to separate your seeds, what soil to use, how to sift your soil when you have chunks inside of your soil. I give all helpful tips on my other videos. So don't hesitate to click on them and watch them and comment. And I always respond to my comments. So don't hesitate. So if y'all enjoyed this video, I want to thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all in the next video.